Right, I think that's everybody here now. So hi guys, and welcome to our webinar today, where we'll be looking at the TP-Link Omada business networking range. My name is Anna Maria and I am the Sales Director at ProVu Communications, and joining me, who's also controlling our slides today, is Clive Fernandez. Are you there, Clive?
Hi Anna, yes, I'm here. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? All good, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Clive here is the senior pre-sales engineer in the B2B part of the TP-Link business, and he's going to go through the technical ins and outs on the range and the portal today. We do have the opportunity to ask questions. You will see that there is a question box on the side. Feel free to pop the questions in as we go along. If we can stop, then we will, but we will also have opportunity for a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. And the agenda for today, I'm going to give you a little bit of an intro to ProVu Communications for those of you who don't know us and what we do. And Clive will then give us an intro on TP-Link right before going into a deeper look into the Omada range. We'll also be looking at the portal as well, so you'll get a bit of an overview on everything. I'll then give you a bit of an overview on what else TP-Link can offer to help boost your sales and what ProVu can do to make that service more efficient. And then we'll follow by the questions at the end. So, who are ProVu? For those of you that don't know us, we are a specialist comms, data and security distributor. We've been in the industry for 25 years now, so we have just celebrated our 25th birthday. I've been here for 11 of those years, so very well settled. As a business, we specialise in supplying to ITSPs, MSPs and hosted resellers. Majority of what we do is IP handsets, but anything else that sits on an IP phone system, including the networking gear. And one of the important things to remember is that we don't offer competing services. So we don't sell to any end users, it's channel only. We don't sell things like SIP trunks or anything else that you might do. What we are here to do is literally provide the hardware and put the service alongside it to make your deployment super easy. Here's the list of some of the vendors that we work with. I'm not going to go through all of them individually, but just to give you a bit of an idea at a glance, like I said, if it sits on a VoIP phone system, then we're going to sell it. So we've got a mixture of IP desk phones. We also do the door entry and access control for IP tunnel systems, gateways for those sites where you can't quite convert to IP just yet and need to keep the existing hardware. And then we've got your peripherals around it, like your video conferencing, headsets, and then the networking gear, which is what we're here to discuss today. This is our team. As you can see, we're not huge, certainly for the size of business that we are, but we are heavily focused on automation and zero touch, which is why we can work with the team that we've got. And I would like to now hand you over to Clive, who's going to take over from this point onwards.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Hi guys. Welcome today, everyone, for the webinar. As Anna mentioned, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat box. And if there are some questions, we will be looking at it at the end of the session. Now, as an introduction to TP-Link, just a quick view of those who don't know for TP-Link. We actually recognized for the 6 consecutive years in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. It's one of the 12 vendors recognized for the enterprise networking space. Now, before going to a little bit of deep dive on the Omada platform, do remember Omada is a very vast topic. We can do a lot of advanced functionalities, a lot of other things. And today what we're going to do is just an introduction and just a few bits of Omada which are important just to showcase. So we're not going to do an exact full deep dive, but just because the time does not permit us for that. Okay, now so just a preview on our Omada platform. The Omada is our cloud platform that gives your network an edge. It takes you on the cloud. Omada term refers to team. That is a Greek word for it. Now, with the Omada space, we have Omada controllers, we got Omada switches, access points, routers, etc. Okay. What is Omada best for? Who is Omada best for? So we have office space, you get hotels, schools, restaurants, even residential homes and retail stores as well. Why choose Omada? So Omada is a software-defined networking. It is a centralized multi-site cloud management, and it has a cloud subscription. Some of them are free, some of them is a standard licensing fee. And we also have some other flexible controller options, which are hardware and on-premises software options. And because we are on the cloud, we use Amazon's AWS platform. And because we are with Amazon, we receive a 99.9% service level agreement. Now, just a bit about software-defined networking. For those who might be new with the SDN platform, software-defined networking means it is a piece of a software where your entire networking is under one pane of cloud management. So your routing, your switching, your access points, all are under one platform, which is the Omada cloud platform, and it gives you access from anywhere in the world for your cloud. So, say for example, your site is in Manchester, your office, you are based in London, you can actually take control of your Manchester site just sitting from home in London, right? You can do the configurations, you can add device, you can not physically, but you can add devices, you can configure those devices from remotely, and even troubleshoot most of the issues. As I said, we have a very comprehensive product options. So we got these cloud controllers, we got Omada access points, we got switching, we got easy managed switches up to layer three stacking switches, and we also have our Omada gateways. We do have some other accessories like SFP modules, media converters, PoE adapters, power supply modules. Now, in this presentation, we are not covering any of the accessories, but this is just for your FYI. So if you have any install that requires fiber terminations, SFP modules, or DAT cables, we do those options as well. Why choose Omada? Now, this one slide, we try to emphasize a little bit with customers. So we have a limited lifetime warranty on all of our business products. And if there are any outdoor products and accessories of the Omada, then it is a 2-year warranty. What happens with a limited lifetime warranty is, as long as the product is in production and it is not end of life, you have a lifetime warranty. But the moment we say that a particular product is end of life, from that day onwards, you get an extra 5 years of warranty. Okay. For pre-sale services, we do certifications and trainings. So we do our OCNA certifications. That includes a whole day. So if any of you guys want to do that, please get in touch with ProVu to check on the dates and the next available dates for these trainings. We do have a tailored network deployment advisor and design center. If time permits, I can show you this from our website. And we also do a professional site survey. So if you guys have any installments where you don't know how many access points are needed or which will be the best place to put them on, so we do this professional site survey where it actually gives you an insight of this scale. For after sales services, we have a dedicated Omada support. We have an official Omada community, and we have a localized support team as well. So we are based in Reading, and for our B2B space, we are a team of 7 people in Reading. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to cover up main parts of the Omada platform. Now, one of it is the multi-tenant privilege assignment role. What it means is, especially in the MSP side as well, if you are controlling one site, if you're controlling one network and you have multiple administrators, you can add all of these multiple administrators into the site. So if I do the install of a particular site, I become the main master administrator. And if I want to give my colleagues the site privileges, I can add them as administrators. Okay. Or also, I can do a viewer role for the end customers. A viewer role, what it does is it only gives you a viewing rights, and you can't change any configuration or anything on the network. So this best describes for the end user, where if they ask you to show what is going on the network, you can just give them viewing rights of that particular network. Easy operation and maintenance, we have something called a zero touch provision. Now, what zero touch provision means is that, say for example, let's take the same example of our London and Manchester office. Okay, so I'm sitting in my London office. I need to send out an access point or a switch to my Manchester office. And what I do is I take the serial number of that access point, I enter it into my cloud. I am not even opening the box of the access point. I ship it to Manchester. Someone over there will fit it, put an RJ45 cable from the network, and once it gets connected to that network, I will be able to see that access point online on my cloud sitting in London office. So using the serial number, I am making it connected to the cloud. So that is something called as a zero touch provision. It really works well with especially like installer market as well. And also, if you have a Omada app, all you have to do is scan the barcode of that serial number, and the product will be online through the phone app as well. We also have something called as auto channel selection and power adjustment. So if in a scale of when you have more than 2 access points, and what it actually does is it selects the best channel optimization, best channel power, best channel width for that particular environment. So it will scan the entire environment, it will scan which are the best channels for that, and it will do the optimization. Best time to do this is when the network is not in use, so in the midnight, and you can actually schedule this optimization AI. Okay? Because if there is any optimization taking place, then the access points will reboot. So it is best to do them scheduling at midnight. Okay. We also can do batch configuration for all firmware upgrades. Now, there is something else called as a private pre-shared key. Now, this actually works very well with MDU market or hotel industries. What it actually does is, say for example, if I'm taking an example of a building that has 20 apartments, okay? Now, I do not want to have 20 different SSIDs because that will cripple my network. So what I would do is, I would have one SSID generic for the entire building, and because there are 20 different apartments, there are 20 different families or 20 different people, I will have 20 different passwords just for that same SSID. So this is something called as a private pre-shared key. Now, not only that, with the passwords, I can even assign them their own VLANs. So each apartment is properly segregated on a different VLAN. Okay. And when you have these different apartments, when you have different rooms, it is very necessary for security reasons to segregate the network using VLANs. Now, as I mentioned, because Omada platform, the cloud we use of Amazon, we receive a 99.9% service level agreement. We also have 24/7 automated failure detection and geographically isolated backup servers. The closest server for the UK market is based in Ireland of Amazon. Then the other two backup servers that we got is in Singapore, and the other one is in the United States. And we also have high quality products. Now, one of the reasons we got high quality products and our pricing is very good is because we are a true manufacturer. So we have our own R&D, we have our own manufacturing plants, and that gives us the least to say that we do have high quality products with the best prices. Now, A little bit deep dive into the Omada range. Coming to the Omada controllers first, I will be able to divide our controllers into two different parts. So one is a hybrid cloud, which is an on-premises controller, and one is a Omada cloud-based controller, which we call it as a CBC, cloud-based controller. Now, this one is completely on the cloud. You do not require a on-premises hardware or a software. This, on the other hand, you require a hardware or a software that has to be installed on the premises. Okay, so you have two different models. One is the hardware and one is the software. For the hardware, you are just paying a one-off cost for the hardware itself. The software is completely free of charge, freely downloadable from our website. The hardware, we have three different models. So OC200, OC300, and OC400. The management scale varies. So OC200 can take 100 access points, 20 switches, and 10 gateways. The OC300 can take 500 access points, 100 switches, and 100 gateways. Whereas the newer model, which is the OC400, can take 1000 access points, 200 switches, and 100 gateways. On the other hand, the software controller, it can take up till 10,000 of these devices. But please note, if there are these many devices on the software controller, then the hardware configuration of the PC or the server needs to be higher. Also, another thing for the software is when you install it on the software, that particular PC or the server that needs to run 24/7. So it works best case scenario for schools or for any companies that have their servers running 24/7. Okay. You do not get zero touch provision in the hardware or the software controller. Okay, so the zero touch provision is only applicable in the pure cloud-based controllers. Now, coming to the cloud-based controllers, we have two different clouds. So we have a Omada cloud, a standard cloud, which is a CBC. Now, this involves a device license fee. So say, for example, if you are having a deployment of 5 access points in a network, you have to pay a device license fee of 5 access points, either on a yearly basis of 3 years or 5 years. Now, the device licenses, if you directly purchase them from our TP-Link on our cloud website, per license for 1 year will cost you £11.99. But most of our customers, we prefer them going on a DISTI model. What it means in the DISTI model is you need to ask the pricing with ProVu, and those prices will be much lesser than that 11.99 which you purchase directly from the cloud. Okay. Now, the management scale is unlimited because it is purely on the cloud and it does not require hardware or a software controller, and it has the zero touch provision. The other one we have is the Essential Cloud, and it is being just recently released. The Essential Cloud is actually completely free. You do not require any device license fee. This is actually best suitable for like surveillance, CCTV installer market, or even for small home environment or small office environment. Now, the reason it is completely free of charge is because we do not provide any analytical data into this. Now, those analytical data will be coming up later on firmware upgrades, and it will still be free of charge. But anyone going for the cloud Omada Essential Cloud, at the moment, we do not provide any analytical data. But if you just want to have it as a cloud platform where it also has a zero touch provision and other bits, then Cloud Essential is actually really good. Also, another thing that is not inclusive in the Omada Essential is a private pre-shared key. That is a PPSK, which I mentioned earlier. This is just a snapshot of the Essential, of the Cloud Essential. Right. So you can see from the screenshot, it does most of the things. So it can even have one click of extend mode. Now the extend mode determines on the switches that we have. Some of our switches do an extend mode, so you can take your Ethernet cable stretched up to 250 meters. Okay. You also got the portal authentication in the Cloud Essential, where you can You can have your own splash page, okay, and you can even have a glance at your network topology. So everything, most of the things are inclusive with the essential. Okay, these are some of the other bits. Okay. For the on-premises cloud controller, this is just a topology. So you got your gateway and your switch connected, and to your switch, you will either have your cloud hardware controller or your software controller with your PC connected, and you can either have it managed via a web browser or your Omada app. Okay. And this is just a topology for your cloud-based controller, where it does not require any hardware on-premises controller, but it is directly connected to the Omada cloud, which is on the Amazon's platform. As I mentioned, you also get a Omada Cloud app, which is completely again free of charge as well, and you can monitor your platform on the on this app as well. Now, coming to our Omada access points, so we do indoor access points, which includes indoor ceiling mounts, wall plates. We got outdoor access points. We also have introduced extended access points, which are mesh extenders. So anyone who knows TP-Link for our consumer products, we also have some consumer range of extenders, but now we have also released extenders which are compatible with Omada. So they are Omada extenders. Okay. We also have introduced newly desktop access points, which can be directly mounted on the desktop, and they have Ethernet output RJ45 ports as well. Okay, and we also have outdoor bridge access point, which does point-to-point and point-to-multi-point. So these are on the Omada platform as well now. Now, I'm not going to go in much details with these access points, but these are I'm just going to whiz about on these. So all of these are ceiling mount Wi-Fi 7 access points. All of them come with Bluetooth, seamless roaming, mesh, OFDMA, PPSK, and all of these stuff. Do remember the Wi-Fi 7, most of them are with 2.5 gig ports. Some of them like EAP781, they also have 10 gig ports, all right? And these are our Wi-Fi 6 access points. So most of them are already out in the market. So the UR means like for long range access points. And we even have the likes of HD, which means high density. So any environment that has a high density environment, then do prefer for access point which has HD at the end of it, because they cater for this high density to tackle the high density environment. Okay. These are our old Wi-Fi 5 and Wi-Fi 4 access points. Most of your install, I would prefer customers, and mainly from my perspective, I prefer customers going now for Wi-Fi 6 as a base level, because a price of a Wi-Fi 5 and the Wi-Fi 6 models are not very much. And also, if you go for a Wi-Fi 6, you will have the latest generation, because as we are seeing the trend, we already have customers using Wi-Fi 7 products. So Wi-Fi 6, I would prefer customers using Wi-Fi 6 as a base minimal. Yeah. These are our wall plate access points. So wall plate access points are really good for some environments, like say for example schools, hotels, even homes as well. Now, one of the good thing about the wall plate is that it does the Wi-Fi, but some of the models, like say for example 615 or the 655, they have Ethernet ports at the bottom. Now, they have a total of 3 Ethernet ports. 2 of the Ethernet ports, you can actually maybe put them into your PC or a television. And the third Ethernet port, it has a PoE output, which means it can power on another PoE device. So this is the best case scenario for IP phones, or say for example, if I have just one CCTV to be switched on, or I have an IP phone to be switched on in my room, I can just use one of this wall plate. I have a Wi-Fi, plus it acts like a mini switch. I have 3 Ethernet ports at the bottom, which one of the Ethernet port will be used to power up my IP phone. Okay. These are the Wi-Fi extenders that I was talking about. And then we have our outdoor access points. So Wi-Fi 5, these are all Wi-Fi 6 access points. And then we will have some of the Wi-Fi 7 access points as well. Some customers used to ask us if we have directional antennas. So yes, we will be having some directional antennas as well. Now, these are the outdoor bridges. If anyone knows, we do have a Pharos range, which is currently point-to-point and point-to-multipoint. Now, they do not have cloud functionalities. So that's why we released some of these products, which are completely different than our Pharos range. Now, these ones do the point-to-point and point-to-multipoint same as the Pharos range, but these will be on the cloud, which means you will be able to configure and monitor them on the cloud from anywhere, right? You will be able to get the EAP215 bridge kit, which is already out in the market. So these are some of the best case scenarios for the point-to-point and point-to-multipoint. So for parking lots, farms, construction sites, and even elevators, you can do point-to-point for these. Okay. These are the desktop access point that I was mentioning about, and these are completely mesh, or you can hardwire them as well. Now, coming to Omada gateways. I'm just going to whiz through the different gateways and going to just mention about the main parts of the gateway that we just released recently. So all of these are WAN gateways, WAN routers. Some of them are 4G, like say for example ER706W 4G. We also will be having a 5G model. Now, apart from that, we also have an outdoor 4G and an outdoor 5G router. I am currently testing this particular product, which is ER703WP4G outdoor, and it works brilliantly. It has one SIM card. It is IP55 rated as well. Similar product, we will be having a 5G outdoor version as well. Okay. Now, one of the things that we are very proud of releasing recently is our DSL gateways. So we never had a DSL gateway in our Omada business portfolio, but now we have. So we have 3 different flavors of these DSL gateways. So we got DR360V, which has 3 RJ11 ports. One of it is a DSL and 2 FXS port, 5 gigabit ports and 2 USB ports. These USB ports can be used to put a USB dongle as well. That can give a 3G, 4G as a backup. The second model, which is a DR360V 4G, is a pure 4G model. It has a SIM card at the back of it, so you can directly put a SIM card into it, and also it has a WAN interface and RJ11 ports as well. Okay. Now, both of these models, they are desktop and wall mounts. The third model, which will be coming up, will have a rack mount. Will have a rack mount chassis for that. Okay. And this particular one, which is the third one, this will have 2 SIM slots in it. This particular model, which I'm currently using, it also has a dual SIM card. So you can put 2 different SIM cards just in one SIM slot. Okay. So this is just a snapshot of the differentiations. We might send you the presentation slides so you can have a whiz through of this differentiations of these 3 models. Okay. What we're trying to do with releasing the DSL model in our Omada platform as well is have a single vendor approach. Imagine if you have a different router, a different switch, a different access point of different manufacturers. Troubleshooting can have its own complications. So we're trying to have the single vendor approach where you have the gateway is same vendors, the switch and the access points. So troubleshooting also makes far more easier with that. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to touch upon the integrated gateways. So currently we have this particular model, which is ER7212PC. This is a 3-in-1 router, gateway, and a PoE switch. Okay. The similar model we will be having as ER7410PC M2. So this one, so the 7212 PC, because it has a Omada controller, it can control up to 10 access points and 2 switches. So it is best case scenario for like a small install. Then this particular model will support like up to 50 Omada access points and 10 switches. So this will be a higher up. Then we also will be having a 2-in-1, which is a gateway and controller. This will come up on a later stage. So this one can control 100 Omada access points and 20 switches. Okay. I'm just going to go whiz through with the switching. So these are our layer 3 switches. So they can stack up till 8 switches as a virtual stack, and they come with physical security lock. They are rack mountable. They got 4 replaceable hot swappable fans as well. Okay, and a hot swappable power supply. So these are all of our layer 3 stacking switches. So we get them from 24 up till 48 ports, and we also do a 26 port that has 10 gig SFPs, and it has 6 ports which do 25 gig SFPs. These are layer 3 light switches. The reason we call them layer 3 light is because they can stack up till four switches in a virtual stack. Then again, we got layer 2 plus managed switches. These are full 10 gig fiber, full 10 gig fiber switches. So we got 8 port up till 32 ports, and we got fully 10 gig Ethernet switches. So this is currently there up for grabs. So this is a 4 port switch, and it does PoE++ as well, which is a PoE BT standard. We will be then coming up with 24 ports, both PoE and non-PoE. I'm not going to go much details in this, but we do have all of these switches. This particular switches have 2.5 gig Ethernet ports. Best use for most of the access points which are Wi-Fi 7 or Wi-Fi 6, they have a 2.5 gig interface. So if you're using those access points, best to go for switches which do 2.5 gig Ethernet ports. Then layer 2 managed switches, again, these are all gigabit Ethernet ports with 10 gig uplinks. So their SFPs are 10 gig uplink. All these are available in the market. Okay, and again, these are all gigabit switches. Okay. Now, one of the switch in particular I'm just going to go through is SG2005P PD. What is interesting in this is an outdoor PoE switch. Okay, so it has 4 PoE outputs and 1 PoE input. Now, it can go up till a distance of 200 meters. Now, how you can do it is from the router to a PoE injector, which is a PoE++ injector, you can pull a distance of 100 meters with an Ethernet port. Then from that PoE++ injector to this PoE outdoor switch, another 100 meters of Ethernet cable, right? So you're pulling a distance of 200 meters without losing that gigabit interface, all right? So this is a very plus point for CCTV installers or any installer market or any customers that want to pull that 200 meter distance without losing that gigabit interface. And the switch is Omada compatible, so you can manage it on the Omada as well. Then we have some easy managed switches which are good for CCTV installs and some small install where customers just want to have like a small managed switch. Lastly, we have Omada Central. I'm not going to go very much in details with it, but if some of the customers might already know, we have a VG platform. VG is our solution for our cameras and our NVR systems. Now, we do have a VMS system to control the VG, the surveillance system, but the Omada Central, what it will do is on the Omada platform itself, we will be having a firmware upgrade where the VG CCTV and the NVR will be visible on the Omada platform itself. So this will be a very big thing for us once the firmware is released, because not only you will be having your network at a glance on the Omada cloud, you will also have a glance of your CCTV installed on the same Omada platform. If you have any queries with the VG CCTV or the NVR platform, please get in touch with ProVu and we can send you all the details. Okay, over to you, Anna.
Thank you very much for that, Clive. So I'm just going to give you just a little bit of detail on how we can help you and how everything that Clive's gone through today, we can enhance that offering. So one of the things that we do is white label drop shipping. So all of the devices here we can send pre-configured to your customers, either white label, so there's no mention of ProVu or anything, or we can send it with your branding on there as well, so it looks like it's come from you. We also have on hand an expert technical support team, so any issues that you've got with anything, our guys will be on hand to help. We've also got support packages if you're interested in taking up some kind of dedicated support for the year. We've also got great pre and post sales advice. So in our technical sales team, we've got a couple of consultants who can talk you through any of your projects. We've also got TP-Link's fantastic team on hand as well. So if you want to have a chat with anyone from TP-Link, or if you've got some solutions that you're not quite sure how to handle or what's going to be best for you, then we can arrange a meeting with one of the ProVu guys and someone from TP-Link to go through it. I touched briefly momentarily on the pre-configuration. So that is something that we can do for you at an additional charge, of course, but we can set up templates and put in place any variables that you can send through at the time of order using our process portal. Or if you wanted to integrate via the API, then it makes things even easier because you can use your CRM to send over any data that's being configured for the routers, and then we'll send it direct to your customers. And finally, TP-Link have got a couple of bits as well that they can give you to help. So we've got the Solution X partner program. So if you register for the partner program, it puts you on to TP-Link's radar, which is always a good thing. There's discounts available for pricing depending on the level of volume. So we've got different partner levels, and you can get additional upfront discount from ProVu, which is supported by TP-Link if you're on this program. We've got the lifetime warranty, which Clive has already mentioned is available in general, but there are some additional perks there as well. And there's also an advanced replacement service that you get. So register for the program, whether you're brand new and you about to start with TP-Link, or it's something you're already doing, register anyway, and we can help you get those benefits. And finally, before we go into the questions, we do also have an NFR offer. So all of the products in the Omada range, be that switches, routers, access points, you can buy with a 40% discount. So if there's anything that you want to take in for testing, you can buy, you can take as many of the different models that you like, and you can have 2 of each. And let us know, the guys will help you pick the right one for you. And then we can also give you a bit of advice if you need any help setting anything up. And that's it. So we will go for some questions now. I have actually had a few come in whilst we've been doing the presentation, but if anyone else has got any more questions that they'd like to send through whilst we're chatting, we will be on for the next 5 minutes. So yes. Sorry, I've got some questions here, Clive. I think you may have had some come through as well. Yeah. Would you like to go first?
Yeah, so I'm just going to read through. So one of the questions asked will be this: will the slides be sent out to review after? Yes, we can send out the slides. There was another question asked: is that £11.99 annual per unit? Yes, the 11.99 is annual per unit. As I mentioned, the 11.99 is a price if you directly purchase it from the Omada cloud, but if you go through the pricing from ProVu, then the pricing will be much lesser than 11.99 as a discounted price. Another question I got is, do you offer an Ethernet router with fiber broadband failover? Yes, all of our business routers, which I have shown, all of our Omada routers, they do a failover. Even the DSL routers which I showed, they do a failover. If you can either have a DSL, you can either have a WAN failover, or even you can have a 3G, 4G failover. And if any of our WAN routers, if they have a USB port, that USB port can be used as a failover for a USB 3G, 4G USB dongle. Okay. If any questions, just let me know. What I'm going to do is, if we just have 5 minutes, I'm just going to whiz through a slide preview of the Omada platform. Oh, okay. Can you guys see my screen yet?
Yep, that all looks okay.
Okay. So this is my Omada cloud. And if I go here, okay, manager. So these are all the different cloud types that are under my email address. So if you are an installer, if you are doing an Omada platform, under one email address, you can have all these different clouds. So say, for example, Green Park CBC is my Reading office. So I'm just going to open up. Also, FYI, this particular graphical user interface that you guys are having a look is our just new interface that just got released last month. So if any of the customers have the older interface, do not get confused on the newer interface. They are both exactly the same. It's just the interface color and a little bit of the settings are jumbled up here and there. Okay, so this is my Omada platform for our Reading office. So I have my global view. This is the accounts where I was mentioning about, where you can put administrators. So they have given a new super administrator as well, and you can even add the roles that you would like your administrator to have. So you can predefine the roles. Then if I go to my actual cloud, actual site, so these are all the analytical data that I get, like most active access points, most active switches, etc. I get statistics. These are my devices. So one of the things that I want to show you, access layer switch, I click on it, you actually get an overview of all your switch ports. So it tells you which ports are active and which ports are non-active. So port number 11, it is connected to a PoE, and it is also showing me that 1.6 watts of PoE is being drawn out of that PoE port. So if you want to have a view of that as well, this is actually really good for that. If I want to go to my ports, I can see all these different ports connect, and even it gives me which VLAN I am connected to. Okay, I can even see what clients are connected to which port and so on. Okay. So it actually gives you a load of other features, other benefits, advantages as well. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but just a bit of it. And it also gives you, it also creates its own topology once your network is connected. Okay, so you can see your network at a glance, the topology at a glance. And then I have loads of other settings as well, like URL filtering, access control list, bandwidth control, gateway quality of service. You even have application control, where you can see what applications are being visited in a company. You can choose not to have it, or you can choose to have it, depending upon the GDPR as well of your company. You got VPN services and all of the rest. So I'm not going to go much detail in that. And you even have the portal authentication, where you can create a own portal splash page of your own. And this is the portal splash page that you can actually change depending upon your company's logo or the background and so on. Okay. Yep, I should be done.
Thank you very much, Clive. We've actually had somebody also message asking for potentially a session on this portal itself. So if anyone would like to go through the portal in more detail, if you pop a message into the box, we'll see how many there are. It may be that we do a joint one, or we can also be more than happy to arrange individual demos for you guys, because then we can also discuss what works best for you personally. We've also had a question come in asking about what branding services we offer. So going back to the drop shipping that I mentioned, we've got a number of different things that we can do for you. So we do have a free of charge branding service where we can put your logo and contact details on dispatch notes. So that will be contact details for your technical support team, customer service team, whoever it is that you want your customer to contact if they need help. and that will be with your logo, and that's something that we do free of charge. Or if there's anything else you want, be that your logo on the devices or your logo on the packaging, any flyers or branded user guides that you want to put in, then we can do all of that for you as well. So just let us know what it is that you're after, as it's all bespoke, so we can give you pricing and we'll put in something in place for you. And if there's any more questions that do come through, be that after today or any other time, then you can speak to our technical sales guys via contacts@provu.co.uk or give us a call on the phone. You've always got myself as well. I'm more than happy to help, although my team, we've got specialists in this area, and we can also introduce you to TP-Link. Clive, is there anything you'd like to add before we sign off for the day?
Yes, just on your part, Anna, so as you mentioned, to get in touch with anything. So yes, if you guys have any projects coming up, and if you guys don't know what will be the best suitable products to go with, and you can always get in touch with ProVu or us, and we will give you the right information, and we will be very honest that okay, with this project we don't have certain products, but if there are any products that suit your project, we will definitely tell you that yes, this can be a solution. So we will give you the right information on the solution and the products, and we can help on the initial configuration as well. So if you're new to Omada, we can help with the initial configuration, help you with it, and because it will be new for some of them with the Omada, and we can even train, have an initial training separately as well.
Thank you. All right, I don't think we've got any more questions, so that'll be it for today. Look forward to hearing from everybody, and those that have messaged saying they'd like a deeper dive into the portal, we'll come back to you separately. Thank you very much, Clive. Thank you everyone for joining.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.